Look at me, son. It's not your fault. I know.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the best moments in an actor's breakout movie that proved to the world they were truly A-list material. Oh, and warning, major spoilers will ensue.
All I'm saying is, walk like a man.
Number 20, Big Mistake, Julia Roberts, Pretty Woman.
How much is this? I don't think this would fit you.
As an up-and-coming actress at the time, Julia Roberts had already delivered winning performances in Steel Magnolias and Mystic Pizza, but it wasn't until this now-classic rom-com that Roberts truly shined. As struggling sex worker Vivian Ward, she garnered praise for her charming, down-to-earth performance, chemistry with Richard Gere, and killer line delivery. This is shown in the iconic scene where Vivian is rejected by snobbish saleswomen.
It's very expensive. Look, I got money to spend in here. I don't think we have anything for you.
They get the comeuppance when Vivian returns to the shop in an elegant dress and flush with cash. Ironically, Roberts was far from the first choice for the role, with many other actresses considered. It would have been a big mistake, alright. Huge.
You work on commission, right? Yes. Big mistake. Big. Huge.
Number 19. JD seduces Thelma, Brad Pitt, Thelma and Louise.
I waltz on in and I say, ladies, gentlemen, let's see who wins the prize for keeping their cool.
This feminist classic is known for the spectacular performances of Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis as two friends on the run for shooting a man who attempted to assault one of them. The great performances don't stop there. A young Brad Pitt shows up here as the charming JD, with whom Thelma has a much-needed fling.
You, sir. Yeah, you do the honors. Take that cash, you put it in that bag right there. You got an amazing story to tell your friends.
JD's charm has a dark side, which the two friends discover when he steals Louise's savings. His complete seduction of Thelma shows Pitt's on-screen charisma, defining him as a sex symbol for a generation.
Well, I may be an outlaw, darling, but you're the one stealing my heart.
Number 18, Not Gonna Be Friends, Margot Robbie, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Also Dutch, German, English. I'm a mutt.
Before Harley Quinn and the cultural juggernaut of Barbie, Margot Robbie was a young, up-and-coming actress starring in Martin Scorsese's crime drama. Playing the second wife of the criminally debauched Jordan Belfort may have been a thankless, throwaway role for any other actress, but Robbie imbues Naomi with warmth, elegance, and shrewdness, as she shows in her response to Belfort's advances.
We're not gonna be friends.
You knocked me dead.
Amid a sausage convention of Wall Street bankers, Robbie never gets lost in the film, leading Belfort into an arrangement on her terms. It's a brief but eye-catching performance that foreshadows Robbie's future triumphs as more than a blonde bombshell.
No, Daddy doesn't even get to touch Mommy for a very, very, very long time.
Number 17. Coming back for everything, Andrew Garfield, The Social Network.
He's wired in.
Is he?
Yes.
How about now? You still wired in?
This critically acclaimed biopic contains a slew of excellent performances. One newbie character, at the time, delivers a great performance playing Mark Zuckerberg's early Facebook investor, Eduardo Saverin. Despite Saverin's early involvement, however, he sees his percentage of shares in the company shrink due to a new investment deal, with Zuckerberg and the other owners' shares left intact.
You better lawyer up, asshole, because I'm not coming back for 30%. I'm coming back for everything.
Garfield deftly portrays Saverin's shock, hurt, grief, and rage at the betrayal. This film-stealing scene put Garfield on the map as a promising young actor. His later turn as Spider-Man made him skyrocket into fame, but this early role in the David Fincher film truly shows his talents.
I like sitting next to you, Sean. Makes me look so tough.
Number 16. Chased by the Boogyman, Jamie Lee Curtis, Halloween. Although Curtis had starred in TV before, this award-winning actress's film debut was in John Carpenter's slasher classic, Halloween. As Laurie, one of Michael Myers' stalking victims, Curtis stands out in her terror and her quick thinking, even stabbing Myers in the neck with a needle. When Myers continues the chase, Laurie turns a wire hanger into a weapon, stabbing Myers with his own knife. Smart writing and directing, sure, but Curtis's acting is what really gives the scenes their memorable feel. Curtis will go on as a major star in various roles from Freaky Friday to Everything Everywhere All at Once.
He's having a little trouble with bullies.
So, that's character building. Kid needs to toughen up. He's kind of a wimp.
Number 15. Learning to swim, Mahershala Ali, Moonlight.
You wanna try? You ready to swim?
This Academy Award-winning film by director Barry Jenkins also showcased the talents of Mahershala Ali. Before Moonlight, Ali had starred in supporting roles in film and TV, notably The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, the Hunger Games franchise, and even House of Cards. His turn as a drug dealer in this 2016 coming-of-age drama really brought him worldwide acclaim.
You gonna raise my son? Yeah. That's what I thought.
You gonna raise him?
Ali Kwan proves a father figure to a lost and mistreated Chiron. One of the most artistic scenes in the movie is Kwan teaching Chiron how to swim, cradling his head above water. It's a powerful scene rife with symbolism, showcasing Ali's naturalistic acting.
I got you, I promise. I'm not gonna let you go. Hey man, I got you.
Number 14. Mr. Tagagi won't be joining us, Alan Rickman, Die Hard.
What kind of terrorist are you? Who said we were terrorists?
It's hard to recall a time when Alan Rickman wasn't the legendary actor. Before his iconic roles in Harry Potter, Love Actually, and countless other films, he was the villainous Hans Gruber. Rickman's sophisticated, classically educated Hans is as chilling as he is charismatic. In this scene, he elegantly explains Mr. Tagagi's shuffling off the mortal coil.
Alas, your Mr. Takagi did not see it that way, so he won't be joining us for the rest of his life.
Rickman is not the only breakout actor with a fantastic performance. Bruce Willis's John McClane was also praised for balancing aggression with vulnerability, a breakout role that revitalized his career. Still, critics at the time were immediately taken with Rickman's Shakespearean gravitas, and the rest is cinema history.
I am an exceptional thief, Mrs. McClane, and since I'm moving up to kidnapping, you should be more polite.
Number 13. Soap Lupita Nyong'o, 12 Years a Slave.
And you know why? I got this from Mistress Shaw.
This now acclaimed actress's first role was a big one. In this 2013 memoir-turned-biopic, she plays Patsy, a slave who suffers at the sadist hands of plantation owner Edwin Epps. When she tries to escape the plantation to get soap to clean herself with, Epps forces Northup to whip Patsy. Nyong'o's pleas, despair, and defiance of her masters, as well as her beating, is nothing less than heart-wrenching. Her performance in this minor role proved so searing that it made Nyong'o a star virtually overnight. Nyong'o has since gone on to Broadway and other film projects, most notably the blockbuster Black Panther. From a slave wanting soap to Wakanda is a great climb.
And for that I will be clean. That's all I ask.
Number 12, and I am telling you, Jennifer Hudson, Dreamgirls.
It's all over. And now I'm telling you, I ain't going. It's all over.
Musical films are always hard to pull off successfully. Hollywood's tendency to cast actors with less than stellar voices doesn't help matters either. Jennifer Hudson's powerhouse vocals in this film adaptation of the 1981 Broadway musical secured her fame for good. This American Idol contestant plays Effie White, lead singer of the Dreamettes, and her defiance as her manager tries to replace her with a slimmer, more conventionally voiced lead is iconic. Her song, And I Am Telling You I'm Not Going, is a show-stopping number in both the Broadway musical and the film. Hudson later made her Broadway debut in The Color Purple, among other successes. Number 11. Mama Wake Up, Leonardo DiCaprio, What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Mama! Mama! Mama!
Before Leonardo DiCaprio stole our hearts away in Titanic and Romeo and Juliet, he began as young Arnie from What's Eating Gilbert Grape. In this 1993 drama, DiCaprio stars as the autistic younger brother of Gilbert, played by Johnny Depp.
I killed him, Gilbert! I killed him!
In the most gut-wrenching scene, Arnie finds his mother and slowly realizes she isn't asleep.
Mama, stop it now! Stop, Mama!
To prepare for the role, DiCaprio studied the movements of other youths with similar conditions. His realistic acting earned the 19-year-old an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor, an obvious prelude to his later successes.
Wow. Right? Wow. Right?
Number 10. Playing the piano, Tom Hanks, Big.
Plus you can't take them underwater, and if you do, they...
American treasure Tom Hanks wasn't always as well known. His breakout role in the Penny Marshall film Big gave him wide and early acclaim and set him up for even more spectacular roles in the future. Hanks' down-to-earth charm and charisma as Josh, a teen magically stuck in an adult's body, is best shown in this musical scene. Hanks plays heart and soul and chopsticks on the walking piano alongside Mr. McMillan.
Chopsticks.
Hanks' portrayal of childlike innocence is utterly convincing. Hanks later became a powerhouse of an actor, starring in diverse roles throughout the years, including award-winning films such as Forrest Gump and Saving Private Ryan. He is indeed the heart and soul of American cinema. Number 9. Telling off Clark, Matt Damon, Good Will Hunting.
You're gonna be in here regurgitating Gordon Wood, talking about, you know, the pre-revolutionary utopia and the capital-forming effects of military mobilization.
This one film was the breeding ground for many great talents, including Ben Affleck and Robin Williams. It served as a breakout film for one actor in particular, in more ways than one.
Well, I think that's a super philosophy, Sean. I mean, that way you could actually go through the rest of your life without ever really knowing anybody.
Matt Damon not only starred as young and troubled Will Hunting, but he wrote the script himself. Later, he teamed up with Ben Affleck to refashion the script into the movie it is today. Damon's acting and writing chops are on display here, as Will tells off a pretentious huckster for his weather-vane, unoriginal opinions on economics.
Wood drastically underestimates the impact of social distinctions predicated upon wealth, especially inherited wealth. You got that from Vickers. Work in Essex County, page 98, right?
Damon's line delivery is both naturalistic and razor-sharp, talents he would put to great use in later projects.
Well, I got a number. How do you like them apples?
Number 8. Mrs. Miller Breaks Down, Viola Davis, Doubt.
Just, heard from Donald. What does he say? Oh, Father Flynn.
Many actors gave terrific performances in this critically acclaimed 2008 drama, with Philip Seymour Hoffman, Amy Adams, and Meryl Streep as highlights. Even among these heavyweight performers, relative newcomer Viola Davis holds her own as the pragmatic mother, Mrs. Miller. Sister Aloysius speaks with Mrs. Miller about the relationship between Father Flynn and her son, Donald. Davis's acting as Mrs. Miller tries to dismiss the accusation before tearfully making a confession is heart-wrenching.
My son needs some man to care about him and to see him through the way he wants to go.
Davis expresses the complexity of Mrs. Miller's attitude towards her son's sexuality, her real-life pragmaticism contrasting sharply with Streep's rule-abiding nun. Davis's acting in this scene no doubt launched her career and earned her first Academy Award.
My husband will kill that child over a thing like this.
Number 7. Han shoots Greedo, Harrison Ford, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope.
For my dead body.
Okay, Han shot first. We all know that, or at least we should. But before he was everyone's favourite smuggler, Harrison Ford had starred in supporting roles before George Lucas tapped him to assist in auditions by reading Han's lines. George Lucas was in fact reluctant to cast Ford in the role, but was eventually won over when none of the other contenders proved convincing.
Sometimes I amaze even myself.
Ford's rightness for the part is exemplified in this famous scene when Jabba the Hutt's henchman Greedo confronts Han over a debt.
Yeah, but this time I've got the money. I don't have it with me.
Ford's rakish charisma and quick draw made him millions of fans. Harrison Ford would go on to play other iconic roles, including Indiana Jones, but Han Solo is definitely a role for a lifetime.
Well, that's the real trick, isn't it?
Number 6. No Man's Elizabeth, Cate Blanchett, Elizabeth. The world definitely owes much to Queen Elizabeth I of England, whose reign has had a tremendous impact on the modern world. Among Elizabeth's achievements, though, is Cate Blanchett's career. Blanchett rose to fame in this 90s biopic based on the early years of the Virgin Queen's reign. Blanchett embodies the real-life Elizabeth's determination to retain her power in a man's world eager to rid her of it.
The Duke cannot love me so much if he demands my answer so precipitously.
As her favourite Robert Dudley defends his marriage and professes his love for her, Elizabeth is quick to remind him of the pecking order.
I am not your Elizabeth. I am no man's Elizabeth.
Blanchett's aristocratic command and strength of spirit established her as a formidable actor, and her later roles in Lord of the Rings, Blue Jasmine, and countless other roles.
I will have one mistress here. and no master!
Number 5. Old-time rock and roll, Tom Cruise, Risky Business. This film was risky business for Tom Cruise, but it would prove to be a sure bet for an action-packed acting career. In this scene, Cruise plays high school student Joel Goodson, who decides to have some old-time rock and roll fun when his parents leave on a trip. Apart from being super relatable, Cruise's convincingly ordinary and uninhabited dance moves sell the scene completely. His overall performance as a privileged suburban kid in over his head was praised by critics and audiences alike. And to think, Cruise beat out Tom Hanks, Sean Penn and Kevin Bacon for the role.
That's unbelievable.
Number 4. Hip to be Square, Christian Bale, American Psycho.
He's been compared to Elvis Costello, but I think Huey has a far more bitter, cynical sense of humor.
You would think playing a sociopath would be the stuff of dreams for heavyweight actors with tons of experience under their belts. And while Christian Bale has been acting since 13, he wasn't initially interested in this film adaptation of Bret Easton Ellis's satirical novel, which he never read. Favourites like Leonardo DiCaprio and Oliver Stone didn't pan out, so the role went to Bale, who imbues investment banker / serial killer Patrick Bateman with giddy, energetic evil.
In '87, Huey released this. 4, their most accomplished album. I think their undisputed masterpiece is Hip to be Square.
In this scene, he cheerfully explains the history of the song Hip to be Square by Huey Lewis and the News, to his hapless victim played by Jared Leto. This dark comic role would foreshadow his Batman, as well as similarly black comedies like American Hustle.
You know, you're getting a little power drunk, Richard. You want to tell him anything? You want to wake him up?
Number 3. Don't Rain on My Parade, Barbra Streisand, Funny Girl.
Don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter.
Streisand had already had a couple of hits under her belt before she proved her stage talents in the Broadway musical Funny Girl. Her stage performance was so lauded that she reprised her role in this film, to undoubtedly star-turning success. One of her iconic songs, the big band Don't Rain on My Parade, shows her stunning range, as Fanny Brice is determined to marry Nick Arnstein.
Life's candy and the sun's a ball of butter. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade.
Streisand handles Bob Merrill's witty, sophisticated lyrics and Julie Stein's demanding score with ease. Streisand would go on to star in other musicals, both on stage and in film, but this debut proved so iconic it won her an Academy Award for Best Actress.
I am his forevermore.
Number 2. Were You a Failure, Meryl Streep, Kramer vs. Kramer.
Can you tell the court why you were asking for custody?
Because he's my child.
Summing up Meryl Streep's varied filmography and her versatile greatness is an impossible task. Although Kramer vs. Kramer didn't bring her Oscar nomination, that would be 1978's The Deer Hunter, it would mark a significant turning point. Here, Streep plays the second Kramer opposite Dustin Hoffman as her husband, both of them struggling to keep things civil in an increasingly acrimonious custody battle.
Tell me what I did that's so terrible.
It's not
Then
you.
what is it?
It's me. It's my fault. You just married the wrong person, that's all.
Streep plays a tearing, red-faced Joanna, being verbally beaten by the prosecutor into admitting she was a failure as a parent.
Were you a failure at the one most important relationship in your life? Were you?
Streep's anger and vulnerability shine through, and when Hoffman himself shakes his head, her answering nod is devastating. Streep's ability to imbue her role with humanity and sympathy justifies her status as an A-list artist.
No further questions.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Stella, Marlon Brando, A Streetcar Named Desire.
You shut up! You're gonna get the law, you can't beat on a woman.
A performance so iconic it has been the subject of countless parodies, Marlon Brando's turn as Stanley Kowalski made him a major Hollywood star overnight. Brando originated the role on Broadway and was called to reprise his role for the film adaptation, along with Kim Hunter as his wife Stella. Brando's physical portrayal of the boorish Stanley is exemplified in this scene, where he drunkenly calls out his wife's name.
Hey, Stella! Hey, Stella!
When Stella descends and embraces him, he exudes passion and vulnerability. Brando's dramatic chops would serve him well in embodying other iconic characters, such as the titular Godfather and Colonel Kurtz in Apocalypse Now. From crying over Stella to making offers no one can refuse, wow, that's a leap.
Someday, and that day may never come, I'll call upon you to do a service for me.
So, what other indelible moments from an actor's breakout role do you feel prove their star status? Let us know in the comments down below.
What'd I do? Nothing, that's what.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.